Good morning. Hello, everyone, and happy Thursday. How is everybody doing today? I hope you're having a great week so far. We have had a lot of fun here at Tailored Expressions. It has been a busy week so far. Our daughter played in her first volleyball game for 8th grade volleyball, and that was earlier this week, and she's got another game tonight. So I am looking forward to going to that, and of course, just everything is in full swing. The kids have had youth group, and my own volleyball league started up this week, and all the things are happening. So it has been a busy one, leading into a busy weekend as well. Our oldest daughter is celebrating her 14th birthday on Saturday. I can't believe I have a 14-year-old. And also earlier this week, speaking of birthdays, Tailored Expressions celebrated our 17th birthday. We call it our birthday. You can think of it as an anniversary, but we have been providing craft products for 17 years, which is crazy to think about. We had a really fun celebration on Tuesday with the launch of our release. Who tuned in for the disco party? I hope you did, and if you got your orders in, then many of those are already going out the door yesterday. And again, today we've got your birthday bingo bundle and all kinds of excitement happening with an actual virtual birthday party happening later on this month. So if you get your order placed, we have our birthday bingo bundle. You can participate in that along with us for a chance to win prizes. We're giving away 17 of them to coincide with our 17th birthday. So lots of fun happening. I'd love to hear in the comments if you got your order in, if you're watching today, say hello. I'd like to say hello to some people as well. I'm going to pop these up on my screen so I can say hi. Hi, Beth. Hello, Deneen. Good morning, Gail. Hi, Mary and Claudia. If you weren't here on Tuesday, then you probably didn't hear my announcement. Normally, you're used to seeing either Susan or Heather here on Thursdays. And Susan was scheduled to have the live today, but she had a funeral that she needed to attend. So we can all be thinking of Susan, have her in your thoughts. And I get to be here with you guys today to share a crafty project. Susan had already created her project, so I'm going to share it with you guys. I love what she did, and it inspired a project for me because, as I said, my daughter's turning 14 on Saturday, and you guys know, right? Sometimes you're just last minute Lucy with the card, and this gave me a really good reason to change up the colors a little bit and make this card appropriate for my daughter's birthday on Saturday. So a little bit last minute, but hey, she's gonna get a card. Hello, Sally, your order shipped. Good morning, Brenda from Washington. Deb is here this morning. And another Deb from Frankfurt. Awesome. Mary, you got your bingo order in. That's great. Well, in addition to our birthday celebration, we had something else launched this morning. Those of you who love Olo markers, raise your hand in the comments. Olo markers have been kind of entered the scene a few years ago. We used to carry Copic markers. Those of you who still use those, they are still great markers. They have become harder and harder to get a hold of, and so they are also experiencing a little bit of quality issues in more recent days. And so we were so excited when Olo came on the market, and we have been carrying their brand since the beginning. And you guys are going to be excited to note that they are releasing 96 new colors of markers. Woo! I know! Isn't that exciting? I mean, more is more, right? Those of you who did invest in Copic markers, you'll know that their collection was around 300 markers. And so it has been Olo's goal to get their number of colors up to a larger number, because we all know you have endless amounts of colors that you want to explore, endless color combinations, and having those markers that coordinate with all of the cardstocks and inks and beautiful things that you own is so helpful. And of course, there is the blending aspect of Olo markers. So you want to be able to have, 2 or 3 colors that blend really well together so you can get that seamless, almost watercolored look with an alcohol marker. So we are really excited to announce that we have offered starting today a pre-order for the new 96 colors. And I'm going to pop this graphic up on the screen so you guys can read this while I talk. The new 96 collection is available for pre-order starting today. And when you purchase this from Tailored Expressions, you will get a free never-before-seen gift with your purchase. This purchase needs to be made separately from any other purchase on our website because these markers are not shipping until December. So by purchasing this pre-order, you are guaranteeing yourself to get these markers the earliest possible that they will be available. Of course, we will carry these both open stock and in a new 96 collection when they are available, but this again will get you the markers shipped to your doorstep before we begin shipping out in stock or open stock markers. So because this is a pre-order, a few things. It is eligible for crafty points. However, those crafty points don't get awarded until the order ships in December. There is, because this isn't shipping until December, this purchase does not qualify for our September gift with purchase because we're not shipping anything to you right now, which is why you're getting that free, never before seen gift with your purchase when it ships in December. So hopefully that makes sense. Did I get any questions? Let me pop back here and just see if anybody has any questions before we get started. And of course, we do lots of instruction with Olo markers. If you're coming to Stamp Joy this fall, you're going to see Lori Craig in one of our mini classes. She is an expert with Olos and always has so much good information. If you haven't dipped your toes into Olos, this 96 new colors might not be for you right now, but we have some curated sets on our website that give you a little taste of either the rainbow of colors, or we have some curated sets specifically for coloring florals. So if you want to dip your toes into the Olo markers, that would be probably a better way that I would recommend starting and testing those out. So let's see. All right, Brenda, are they just for coloring is Brenda's question. They are, yes. They're a marker that's just for coloring imagery. They're an alcohol-based marker, making them different from water-based markers that are out on the market. They give you more ability to blend those colors seamlessly together. And I would encourage you, maybe if Charlie or Whitney or somebody in our marketing department can find the video that Lori did about all things Olo markers, if you want to pop that link into the comments for anybody that might be wondering or curious about these markers that you might not have used before, Lori gives a great demo and a great explanation of the markers. So, all right. Yes, Lisa says, so great you're including a free gift with purchase. No matter what it is, I'm sure it will be great. Yes, we obviously we haven't designed it yet because it's coming in December. So once we get our pre-orders and those who are going to be getting this free gift, we will get that put into production. But I love making freebies. And for me, the team up here in product development knows that it's always never quite enough. Like, I want to add something more or do something more. Or can we put an extra stencil layer in this one? Or let's do a stamp, die, and clear and embossing folder combo. It always just seems to get bigger and better. So I love coming up with freebies and exclusive items for you guys. So, all right, it looks like we do have that link popped into the comments with the video from Lori Craig on the Olo markers. So if you want to check out a demo and hear her talk about that, you can. Sue's asking how much. You know, I don't know the number right off the top of my head. You can click on the banner on our homepage of our website. I do know each marker retails for $4.10. So we're looking at about a $400 purchase for the 96 new colors. That's just my very rough estimate of about $4 times 100 would be 400. But somewhere in that range. So let's see. Tracy's asking if you pay for the pre-order now or when it ships. We do collect your money now, and then it would ship in December. So good question. And if anybody else has any, feel free to pop them in the comments. I am going to get started with the crafty portion of the video, and we're going to be using one of our new bundles that released on Tuesday. I talk about bundles because a lot of times we design products that are all curated and designed to go together to make your card really pop and look the best that it can look. Now, if you have things in your stash that are similar, or you can maybe only budget for a certain piece, you can purchase these items individually. So when you hear me talk about bundles, know that they are available separately as well if you want to go that route. So, all right, let's get started. It looks like Susan did pop in the amount there. I wasn't too far off. $393.60 for the pre-order of those. And it will be available for several more weeks in order to guarantee it. You have somewhere towards the end of September. We'll get that date out there and make sure you guys know, but you do have a few weeks to decide whether you want to pre-order those markers now and guarantee them shipped to you as soon as we get them. So, all right, let's take a look then at what we're going to be using today. This is our Up for a Celebration bundle. Was used on all of these projects, and I'm going to be using it to create a card for my daughter Maddie's birthday on Saturday. So this is the card that Susan created, and I loved how fun this was, how she used the colored foil on that foilet. We're going to be doing some foiling today, and I love being able to really tailor these balloons to your recipient. So this looks a little bit more boyish, the color combo with the green and the blue and the yellow, and I wanted something a little bit more girly. I get a chance today to use our newest color. I decided to pull Popsicle into the mix today, and we're going to use that. You can see Popsicle here on Heather's cards that she created, also using the fun foilet design on this one on the left. You can see the foil sparkles in the balloons. And then this one on the right does not use the foil. So if you don't foil, you can still use this collection. It still turns out beautifully. And the card I'm actually going to be creating is this one. So I'm just going to switch up a little bit of what Susan did and do the blue background with the more... Actually, this is not the color combo I'm using either, so we're going to change up a few things here. Okay, good question. Gail asked, what's the advantage of a pre-order versus just waiting for them to come in? So the pre-order, Whitney answered you, I think maybe, but the pre-order comes with your never before seen gift. The only way to get that $100 gift is by pre-ordering, and that would ship with your order. So that's not something other people would have access to. The other advantage is just guaranteeing that you will get it. By pre-ordering it now, all 96 markers will be yours. You don't have to pick and choose from the open stock or risk some of them being out of stock. But we know that's not in everyone's budget. So everybody has to make whatever decision is best for you. But those are the advantages of getting a pre-order in right now. Okay, so let's start with the foilet panel. So I am going to be using the Foilet Up for a Celebration, and these are foil designs that coordinate with the layering stencil that comes in the split stamp and stencil combo. So this is the product that was designed to create this imagery, and if I turn this over, you can see the split stamp. It is split in two pieces, so you can easily remove this, stamp your strings to the balloons, and then place this background around it, and then remove this from your MISTI and stamp this in a different color around the background, ensuring that everything has its own place and can be stamped easily in a couple different colors. Now it's a little bit different when we're using the foilet because we don't need to stamp the strings of the balloons. They're already on that foilet piece. So we can just start right away with our blending, and then we can foil this after it's blended. All right, so it looks like maybe I need a tape runner. Can I have a tape runner? Thank you. And can't wait to share with you my color combination. We're gonna go layer 1 here. Oh, we don't have any tape runners. Whitney's running around trying to find a tape runner.
Let's hope this one works.
Or if we have the removable tape runner too, that would work.
Up there.
Oh, I didn't even see the removable one at the top there. Okay, so we're going to place this down just to make sure it stays in place. And then I have layer 1 of the stencil. You can see here the strings are etched onto that stencil. And Whitney actually did this for us. Whitney, you told me you colored over the top of this with a Sharpie marker.
Yes.
Yeah, so when you do that on the etched markings, it allows that Sharpie to kind of seep into those etched markings. You can wipe away the excess marker with a baby wipe, or even some alcohol. Just don't scrub too hard, because if you scrub hard, then the marker that went into the etch line will come off. But this allows you to see those lines a little bit better. So when we go to line that up with our printed foil panel, I'm just going to make sure those strings line up perfectly with the printed background. And that's going to make sure that all of our pieces are falling in just the right spot. And then we'll tack that down. So the first color I'm going to be using today is our newest color, just added to the collection last week. This is called Popsicle. And I'm going to go ahead and give this a blend with a pretty light hand. You guys know I like to do dimensional blends on just about everything. So I'm going to come in with the darker blend for this shade, which is Plum Punch. So I don't want to get too heavy-handed with the Popsicle, or we won't get that contrast that we want when it's time to bring in the darker color. And those of you that have been with TE for a while, you might notice a little something different. We used to really tell everyone to foil first and then blend. And we have found, since making some changes in our foil printing process, or our toner printing process, that that is not necessary anymore. So you can see that I am blending first and then we're going to foil. And I get equal results either way. So if you're still foiling first, that is a-okay too. So you just might notice us do it a little bit more often like this. I like doing it second because I can get all of the colors laid down in my artwork, and then I can decide what foil color will look best. Sometimes deciding the foil color first sort of pigeonholes you into the direction you can go with the rest of your colors. So doing it at the end is kind of nice. So now we've got Plum Punch coming in over the top, giving a highlight to the balloons and the presents. Okay, peel this design off. And the other nice thing about this one is how quick it comes together. There were only 3 openings on this stencil layer, so you can really blend this pretty quickly. Now we're going to line up those etched strings from the balloons on here again. Tack that down, and the next color I'm going to use is Papaya. This is another color that was newer to our collection. Can you guys tell I'm really loving my new colors? I want to use them all the time for all the things. So we're going to do Papaya for the lighter blend starting out, and then come in with Persimmon, which was its new partner released in July. Debbie, when are the bullet nibs available for the Olos, was Debbie's question. I am not privy to that information, so I do know it's something that they've been working on, and they know that it's a request of a lot of you, so I think that will become an option in the future if that's something you're interested in. Okay, Persimmon then. And we'll come in through the top of each balloon. And give it just a little bit of extra shading. So what's everybody planning for today? Any big fun things going on? I mentioned we'll be at a volleyball game later.
Whoop, whoop.
You know what? I just love watching my kids do things that they love, and it just brings me so much joy. I think, parenting for a lot of the early years is just making sure that they have everything they need and keeping them alive.
Yeah. They ate, they were bathed, they played outside. Check, check, check.
Yes. And now I feel like
you're enjoying it.
you get to enjoy like watching them gain that independence and do the things that they love to do and excel at those things, and it just makes your heart burst even more. So, all right.
Kimberly says her daughter is getting married.
Oh, I can't even get my mind to that space.
Me too.
So, good thing it all happens fairly gradually, even though I'm sure you think I blinked and now my baby is getting married.
That's wild.
Okay, sorry about that. Claudia said, can I put the stamp lid up so you can do that screenshot? So, sorry I missed one of those. This is bubble gum here.
Susan is asking, inquiring minds want to know about the cookie bar yesterday. Which,
Oh, yes.
I guess it was Tuesday.
It was Tuesday,
but
right.
We've been eating.
We've been eating the leftovers from the cookie dough bar on Tuesday as well. So, yes, I mentioned on Tuesday we had a big party in the studio for our birthday, and Laura, our studio manager, came up with a super fun idea to do a cookie dough bar. And it was scoopable, edible cookie dough. So it was just like a big tub of cookie dough, and she had like an ice cream scoop. So you scoop it like ice cream into your bowl.
So yummy.
And then there were all kinds of toppings, like little caramel bits and marshmallows and mini M&Ms and mini chocolate chips.
Though?
The caramel bits.
And the pretzels.
Oh, you like the pretzels to dip?
I love the pretzels.
Yes. Everybody has to go find some edible cookie dough and try dipping a pretzel in it. It's like that salty sweet.
Oh, so
If you
good.
love the salty sweet, I think that was fabulous. So.
It was really good. I would do it all over again.
Me too.
And it was easy. You just set out a bunch of toppings and just go.
Yeah, I think I brought the girls that night to try it, and I think my daughter Charlie was feeling like this could be a fun thing to do for my birthday party.
Yes, great idea.
Ooh, Marilyn, you're taking your daughter in for LASIK in about an hour. I had LASIK 3 or 4 years ago. I hope hers goes fabulously. All right. Deneen is going to be working on her staycation swap cards.
Woo, fun.
That's awesome. Gail's going to go for a walk and then hit her craft room. I love that.
Doing all the things
It's
today.
the weather here is crazy in September. It's supposed to be 90 tomorrow.
Yes.
So I'm like ready to swim again this weekend, which feels weird after not for a long time.
I wish I could invite myself over.
I would invite you over, but you're gone this weekend.
I know.
Whitney is leaving us, traveling to Colorado for anyone that's in that neck of the woods.
Yes.
So,
But that'll be a good time to just hang out with the family. I know Henry loves to swim.
he does.
Good little swimmer.
He has had a tough week this week. I think
Aw.
the fall cold has caught up with everybody. If those of you remember, a couple weeks ago, I was sick, and usually I'm not the one to start the sickness. I catch it somewhere in the middle, but this time I think I started it with our family, and sadly, everybody's coming down with a little something.
Oh.
All right, so there we are. Beth says that came together so fast. I told you guys it really does, and so much fun with the different color combos that you can do with this. So let me go ahead and get my mink heated up. I'm going to use the the 3 setting on this. And then while that's warming up, I am going to take, actually I'm going to rub the adhesive off of the back of this because it's stuck there a little bit. Then it won't stick inside of our carrier. Okay, so I am going to do just what Susan did and use a colored foil on this. So when I originally created the project, I used a gold foil, which I thought is really fun. When you have so many different colored balloons, a neutral foil is often a good choice because it goes with all of the colors. When you have something like this where all the colors are warm and kind of go together, a colored foil is a really fun option. So I'm going to use our dragon fruit foil. Oh yes, Gail's asking if we had a cookie dough recipe to share, and we did not make our own cookie dough. We purchased it from a local place here. So just make sure that if you're looking for a recipe that you find in like an edible cookie dough recipe, not a bakeable one, because you don't want something without eggs in it, so you're not eating raw eggs.
And we were talking yesterday, we like to add a little salt, little extra salt to the edible cookie dough because it brings that like really balances the sweetness of it.
Maybe that's what we should have had on the cookie dough bar, just like a little pinch of salt, a little salt container to do a pinch of salt in there. Okay, so I have my Foil Magic shim inside of my carrier folder, and then I have my foilet and the foil on top with the pretty side up. We're going to place that through with the folded edge of our carrier first and making sure it goes in straight. If you get it crooked, it will jam in your machine and that will not be fun. So really I like to hold it with 2 hands until I feel the rollers grab my carrier, and then I let it pass through. All right.
This is my favorite color of foil.
The dragon fruit?
Yes, if I'm not using a champagne or a black or
something sparkly. This isn't sparkly per se,
right.
But it is one of my favorite, like
color.
Just solid colored foils. All right. Lisa says Nestle sells a tub of edible cookie dough. It's usually by the Nestle Slice and Bake in the dairy section. Ask me how I know. I think Lisa's had her fair share of edible cookie dough.
Me and Lisa are buddies.
Yes.
Lisa, I knew that information. It is one of my favorite things to eat.
I do love it too. All right, so we'll let that cool just a second before we pull this off. And there's what that looks like. So again, that fun foil coordinates with all the colors that I used on the balloons, and it just gives it that extra pop. So let's go ahead and cut this out with the coordinating die. Which just gives you even more options for this bundle, this imagery. There's what that looks like, and we'll get it lined up over the top here. The other great thing about this is they are printed on A2 size paper, so if you don't want to cut it out, you can just pop a sentiment over the top. You could do a little blending in from the sides with maybe a blue or a light teal to give it a little bit of that outdoor airiness, like your balloons are floating away.
I just love these colors together. I don't think I would have ever thought that. The persimmon
and the papaya with the pinks and the purples. Yeah.
It's so pretty.
Thank you. I like it. All right.
You're really good at this thing.
I've put a few color combos together in my day, but I do love, with these new colors, it's like rediscovering the older colors all over again too. What looks good with what, and experimenting, and color is so fun. Okay, so I have one little detail that I'm going to add to this image because when I'm making my daughter's birthday cards, I like to put a number on them. In my mind, I think they're going to put these in a drawer and save them for later, and then they're going to remember when they pull that card out, this one was for my 14th birthday. So I used this set, which is our Mini Caps Alpha and Numbers. It's our smallest set of alphabet dies and numbers, and I already cut out the 14 from regular sugar cube cardstock, and I thought it would be fun to just put the 14 on the balloon, and then she'll be able to, I don't know, do I want it on that one or do I want it on that one?
I kind of like it there.
Yeah, I kind of like it on that middle one.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, okay. We'll put it on that one and get my glue press going this morning, and we'll just glue that down. Anybody else like to personalize their cards with the number? I know some years are more, as you get older, usually you just kind of personalize the majors, like the 30, 40, 50, 80, 90, 100. But for kids' birthdays, I like to incorporate the numbers in them.
I feel like that's the beauty of creating your own cards too. It's like
you can easily do that and make it special,
and you have the things and the tools necessary to do it. I love that. I love having a number on there. I think that's very cute.
All right, so there it is. Somebody pinch me. My daughter's gonna be 14. Okay, a few more years.
You're gonna be okay.
I know. Stick with Tailored Expressions. Another 10 years, we'll be talking about other stuff.
I know.
Another 5 years, and she'll be off to college. And yes. Okay, so there it is. Let's go ahead and create the background for the project then. I decided I wanted this to look like outdoor balloons. So I have a piece of confetti cake here. Because we've already done the kind of imagery from the set, I only need the background portion of the stamp. So I'm just going to peel that off and stick it down here. And there's already, because we die cut our balloons out, we don't need to do a lot to center this or anything. It's going to do that automatically by just centering our cardstock on this piece, and then the balloons will go perfectly in that open space. So I'm going to center my cardstock here, add a little bit of adhesive, and we're going to flip this from the back, press down, and pick it up so that it is perfectly centered on here. So while it doesn't look centered on my piece of grid paper, that just means I didn't put my stamp down perfectly straight. So by doing it that way, it ensures that your design is centered when you stamp it on your cardstock. And I'm going to do tone on tone. So this is confetti cake cardstock with confetti cake ink. And there we have it. All of those fun little doodly boops, as Whitney calls them, in the background.
The sprinkles of cards.
Yes.
Doodly boops.
And before I put this through the die cut machine, I'm going to add a little bit of blending around the outside edge. Again, a little dimensional blend never hurt anybody. In fact, it makes me happy, so I do it all the time. You just want to make sure that it's not too overpowering, so I always blend off on my glass board first and kind of drag that ink onto the edges. Slowly but surely, you can always add more, but once you get that blob, you can't take it away, so...
Nancy's asking, did you stack the die cut 14 number?
I did not. I just did one set, but you certainly could. That would be, give it some extra dimension, cut it out more than once, and then just glue it on top of each other. I assume that's what she meant. You know, this was sort of a last minute addition to my card when I was thinking about what I was going to create today. But now that I'm thinking about it, it would be fun to use the foil color and make the 14 like the color of the dragon fruit foil. You could do that by foiling onto some toner paper and then die cutting that with the same die. The 14 in the sugar cube really does stand out though, which is nice. Okay, we've got that open space in the middle. You'll be able to tell it's a little bit thinner at the bottom where the present piece goes, and then there's more kind of open space at the top, so you know which direction your image goes. Just make sure you're paying attention and not accidentally adhering it that way. So that's how that's going to look. We have a couple more steps on this piece because more is more and I can't stop sometimes. So I am going to use our diagonal stitch rectangle stacklets, the largest one, and we're going to run this through the die cut machine, and it's going to give us sort of a stitched frame around that outer edge. That down. Yeah, Nancy's asking if I can list out the colors that I used for the card, and if we want to wait until Whitney can list them in the comments, but I will, after I get done with this die cutting, I'll put them on the screen, my ink pads, and you can take a screenshot too, because I know sometimes that's helpful. If you're watching on your phone or on your computer, you can grab that screenshot. Okay, so layer 1 was popsicle and plum punch. Layer 2 was papaya and persimmon. Layer 3 was bubblegum and dragon fruit. So I'll leave those there for just a second if you guys want to take that screenshot. And Whitney is also typing them out in the comments, so you can look at it there. All right. This is what that die cut looks like. So it just adds some extra texture dimension with the diagonal stitches that go all the way around the outside, creating a frame. Having one of those framed pieces and even these confettis works to draw your eye into the center of your focal part of the card. So that's why you'll see a lot of us designers adding those frames. Let's go ahead and do a little splatter now. Woo woo! I know, I'm doing all the things today. I don't usually create with you guys on Thursdays, and so I feel like
you're going all out.
I'm going all out today. Okay, we've got our Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White, and then I have my mini glass board, so my 3x3 glass board and the Bleed Proof White, and then I have my eyedropper filled with water and a paintbrush. I like to use a number 4 paintbrush, but really something, obviously the thicker paintbrush you use, the bigger your splatters are going to be. So something fairly thin is going to get you a nice fine splatter. I'll take a little bit of that medium out of the jar and put it down onto the glass board. The Bleed Proof White needs to be watered down slightly. If you're using the Dr. P.H. Martin's Black Star, you don't need to add water to that. But you'll see if you have both of them, you know that there's just a little bit different medium. One of them is more like goopy, a little more like a thick paint, and the other one is a liquid. So add water to the one that's kind of thick, like a paint-like substance, and don't add water to the other one. So just some white splatter across the background. Heather would be so proud of me. I splatter nearly everything as well. I think when Heather first came to work with me here at TE, splatter was not part of my repertoire, and she has really inspired that in a lot of us. And I love that. I love that about crafting with others and learning from them. And so that is something I have taken on as... if it needs something, the answer is usually splatter. What does this card need? Splatter. All right, let's let this dry then. I'm going to set this aside, and where am I not going to run it through? Run my hand through it. Okay, let's move on to the sentiment then. I am using this set here, All the Best Birthday, and my Misty... This is a new set that just came out on Tuesday. It was part of the Up for a Celebration bundle, but if you're looking for an every birthday occasion set, this is it. So it has stacked birthday, it has long birthday, it has kind of cutesy whimsy birthday, there's cursive, lots of different font combos and sizes in this one set. And you have lots of different ways of saying happy birthday as well. So you've got Wish Big and It's Your Day, and even a belated birthday wishes in there as well. So I'm going to use Celebrating You, which is the one that has a combo of print and cursive. And we'll place that down here. I'm just going to stamp that with VersaFine Claire. If Susan was here with you, she would emboss it, but Susan's not here. So I, a lot of times don't go to that extra step, but I do love how it looks when you do. So you can just pour clear embossing powder over your VersaFine Claire ink, and then you'll have a black embossed sentiment. So there's that. Lori's asking, does my nail person know the scoop on why I do what I do with my nails? I do try to explain that I do videos for my job, and I did tell them this last time that we had a disco-themed birthday party. And I think maybe there was a misunderstanding that it was actually like my birthday. So everyone was wishing me a happy birthday, even though it was I was trying to say it was my company's birthday, but you know, that's fine. They were so sweet. And yes, I think they understand that my nails are interesting, funky sometimes because of the themes that we have. Oh, yes, and they also offered me a discount for my birthday. Oh, no. I was like, no, it's fine. I don't need a discount. It's not like my birthday. So they're really awesome. All right, here we go. Celebrating You. Before I put the die cut machine away, I'm going to cut a couple of the clouds as well. I'm using the, what did we call this? Pierced cloud. The stitched cloud duo is the more like rounded clouds. This one has the flat bottom, and there's a solid, and did we call it pierced cloud duo? Yeah. Or I don't know what it's called. But either way, I'm using the pierced cloud in that set. And I'm going to cut a couple of these because I'm not actually sure if I used one or two.
Rainbow Cloud Duo.
Rainbow Cloud Duo. Oh, that's right. This came out with our rainbow card kit, and these little flat bottom clouds were designed to go at the end of each side of the rainbow. Obviously, clouds are useful for a lot of things, and this set has been in our collection for a long time. It's one I still use a lot. I like having the option of just a plain cloud, but also one with that fun piercing detail on it. Barbara is saying, when I put Olos in my cart, it shows birthday bingo as a freebie. The Olo pre-order does not qualify for the birthday bingo freebie. We are not able to shut it off, unfortunately, so it will show in your cart, but because it's not a shippable purchase until December, we will not be shipping you the birthday bingo. It does not qualify for the birthday bingo. So thanks for asking that, and I'm guessing that's why it's showing in the cart. I wasn't sure how the marketing team was going to work that out, but it sounds like we were not able to shut it off since it applies to all the orders this week. But since the purchase is not shippable until December, then it is not a qualifying order. Okay, let's pull that piece back in that had the splatter on it. This one, and the balloon piece that we created here. I'm going to pop that up, and then we basically are just assembling here. We've got all of our pieces ready to go. Oh, okay. They're saying, asking Barbara if she has anything else in her cart besides the Olos. So I think maybe they're asking that because if you have something else in your cart with the Olos, then your birthday bingo might be showing up. But we are asking you to only place the Olo pre-order in your cart and not additional items if you are doing that pre-order. Okay. Okay, she's saying just Olo. So I'll let y'all work that out with our team, customer service team. Okay, a little bit of foam tape. I used our pre-cut foam squares that come on the roll. Also love these, as well as our thin foam strips and regular foam strips. But I use these squares a lot. They're just so easy. Okay, I think I got them all. Make sure I have my piece oriented correctly so that my little doodly boops show in the right spot. That looks great. All right, then we have our cloud. So I'm gonna pop this cloud in down here. This is where I think I only used one cloud. So we're gonna try it and see if it works. You guys we're crafting on the edge here because I think this is what I did, but I just kind of popped this cloud right down here. And then the excess that I cut off from here is gonna go up at the top. Scissors and just trim that little bit off the side, but you're basically getting a 2-for-1 here. And then this little piece is gonna go up here. Okay. And then we have our celebrating you. This is going to overlap those strings just slightly. I'm going to put a little bit of foam tape on the left and the right side, and then this side is just going to stick right on those strings that are already slightly popped up. Then we're almost done. I can send you guys off to do your day. Go on a walk, get in your craft room, take your daughter to have LASIK surgery. All the things today.
You gotta go to volleyball with your daughter?
I know. A few more hours and we'll be headed to volleyball. Gotta get going on my next crafty project before then. I think I'm going to spend some time in the craft room today too. So those of you crafting, we can be crafting together in spirit. All right, there it is. And super cute. Let's go ahead and adhere this then onto a sugar cube card base. Do that with my tape runner. I'll probably pop one of our insiders in here. I might even foil it with the same dragon fruit foil that I used on the balloons. Tie it all together. There it is. So fun. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Let me say farewell and give you a little heads up about what's to come. So, hi, I will be here tomorrow as well. So a little more Taylor this week. If you haven't had enough already, we are going to be live for our final combo club this year. So that was a 6-month membership that we had. It started back in April. And so this is our last month. And I am so excited about my project for tomorrow. I love being live with you guys, but some projects I'm just a little more excited about than others. And this one is out of my normal wheelhouse, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. So even if you're not part of Combo Club, you're welcome to tune in tomorrow at 10 o'clock. The products are exclusive to our Combo Club members, but you might learn something. This is a technique you could do with other products that you already have as well. So tomorrow, 10 o'clock, we will be here. Then if you're part of our Fans of Tailored Expressions page on Facebook, you can tune in on Saturday. And Whitney and I will be having a video, one of our product reveal videos, to show you what is coming next week. It's mega fun. I won't tell you any more than that. And yeah, that's what we have coming. And then of course I'll be live next week, Tuesday, when our next release kicks off. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you tomorrow.